This edition of MacVoices is sponsored by Smile, the makers of PDF Pen, PDF Pen Pro, PDF Pen for iPhone, PDF Pen for iPad, PDF Pen Scan Plus for iPhone and iPad, Text Expander Touch, and Disk Label. Find out more about all their great products at smilesoftware.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at CES Unveiled in Las Vegas. I'm in the Thinkware booth with Simons talking to them about their line of dash cams. Simon, great to see you. Very nice dash cams.
Thank you. It's great seeing you too.
So walk me through the whole idea of a dash cam, why it's important, and then talk about the models we have here.
Of course. So what we have here are surveillance cameras, onboard surveillance cameras for vehicles. So you mount these cameras onto the windshield of your vehicle, and it captures everything that happens in front of you when you're driving along. So say if you're driving around and you've gotten into an accident and there are no witnesses around, then if you get, like for insurance purposes, for example, if they can't determine who's at fault, then they put you both liable for deductible anyway. So, which is where these cameras come in. It's very useful to have some sort of hard evidence for that sort of situation. So this is why we have these security devices for cars.
Now the video you're showing out of these devices is first of all, just from a video perspective, it's gorgeous. So what kind of resolution are we getting here? How much capacity do these cameras have? That kind of thing.
Yep, so this model over here, this runs on that 720p video resolution. So it has a micro SD card, so it really depends on the kind of micro SD card that you're running. If you use for example, an 8K micro SD card, which is what this comes with, you're looking at around 2.5 hours before it starts overwriting itself. So all the unused footages, they get overwritten, but then if you get into an impact, that video is going to save in a separate folder where it doesn't get overwritten. The other models, they're all 1080p, 30 frames per second, so they all come with a 16 gig micro SD card, which also gives you around about 2 to 2.5 hours.
But I have the option to put in a larger capacity card and therefore get more time.
Yep, that's correct. So one of the newer models that we have, for example, this model over here, it supports all the way up to 64 gig micro SD cards.
What kind of time do you get with that?
You're looking at around about, I'd say, 8 to 9 hours, I'd say, yeah.
You also showed some safety features to me on one of the cameras. Tell me about that.
Yep, so because nowadays in the car industry, they're rolling out a lot of really innovative safety features, such as lane departure warning and front collision warning systems. And that's the sort of thing that we want everyone to have. So that's why we're integrating that sort of safety feature into our dashcam lineups. So with the X500 and the S750 over here, there's a front collision warning, which warns you if the car in front of you is getting a little too close, and also has a lane departure warning, which is going to warn you if you're veered off your driving lane. At the same time, there's also a safety camera warning. So what that does is that it's going to use the GPS antenna built into the dash cam, and it tracks where all the speed cameras and red light cameras, and it's going to tell you as you're approaching them where they are. So even those which way the cameras are pointing at. So say if a camera is pointing eastbound direction on a particular road, it's only when you're heading eastbound when you get notified.
How does the lane part work? Is it tracking the lines on the road, or? That's
correct. So it tracks. It has within the processor itself, there's a program that analyzes all the lanes, and it determines whether you're over the lane or not. Same thing with the front collision warning system too.
How about starting and stopping? In other words, I don't have to get in and say, okay, I want to record my trip today to the office. It's using what, motion sensing technology to start the camera?
No. So what you do is just you plug the dash cam through to a power outlet. So one of these guys over here. So as soon as you turn the ignition on, the dash cam powers on automatically. So once you turn it off, then it turns off automatically too. But then there's also another option, an alternative option, which is a hot wiring cable, which you connect the dash cam to the fuse box of your vehicle. So what that does is it keeps your dash cam powered on to all times, even when the engine is off. So if somebody dings your car or pulls a hit and run or keys your car, for example, that video would be saved. And you can view that on a later date and see what happened.
What kind of pricing are we talking about for these cameras? Because they're very attractive cameras. The pictures are gorgeous. What are we talking price-wise?
You're looking at, depending on the model and the quality, you're looking at between $100 to $300. So the basic model is $99, 720p, has all the basic functions. This one over here is 1080p, has a 3.5-inch touchscreen monitor. This one's going to be $199. This one over here is 1080p with a GPS antenna with also a touch screen, LCD screen in the back with all these safety features I described before. This one's going to be $249. This one over here, this is our flagship model this year. It's pretty much the same as the model that I described before, except this one doesn't have a screen because it has Wi-Fi connectivity. So you can go on your mobile device, on your cell phone, and you can do live view and configure the device as well.
That's very nice.
$299.
Yeah. And that makes perfect sense. Why do you need a screen for a for a dash cam?
Exactly. Like a dash cam is supposed to be something that you don't want to worry about. You don't want to go into your car and constantly fiddle with the device and change the settings, turn it on, turn it off. If you get into a crash, you don't want to have to worry about the memory card not having any space, right? Which is why the auto looping is there. Which is why there is auto start and stop technology. It's something that you don't want to worry about unless something happens. And then you go back to it, you watch the video, you take the micro SD card out, plug into your computer, and say, okay, I know what happened.
Very nice. The website where folks can go to learn more and maybe get one.
It's www.thinkware.com.
Simon, thank you for the time. Very nice devices.
Thank you very much. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Folks, we'll have more from CES Unveiled in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the MacVoices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at macvoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free MacVoices magazine on Flipboard by visiting macvoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.